Hello and welcome to part 2 of Wheelchair Life with the Quad Life. So in the previous video I talked about kind of the history of my chairs and the chain controls or the different control options. Well, on this video we are going to look at, well, the chair part of the wheelchair. Now, with controlling, there are different options, like it shows the chin control or sip and puff. And there are some different choices with seats as well, but not as many. So when I was looking at getting my previous chair, the Action Arrow, updated, I started looking for a chair that could put me in a standing position. Now I thought this would be good for my legs and just be good at speaking, and I could be in a standing position instead of always sitting all the time. And I looked at 3 different companies that make standing chairs and tested out a few of them, but they just did not quite work out for me, unfortunately. When I was in high school, I had an 89-degree curve in my back, and I got rods in my back that helped them straighten out, but unfortunately I still have a 29-degree curve to this day. So that makes things like standing a little more difficult, and keeping me straight is more of a challenge, to say the least. So when I got this chair, it was similar to my last one in that I can move my seat around and adjust pressure as needed. So, like, for one, I can put my footrest out to straighten out my legs. Now, whether I am in my chair or in bed, my knees are pretty well always bent. So it's a good thing that I can put my legs out straight, and that gives a little bit of a stretch on the back of my knees to encourage them to stay straight. And at times like this, when I'm, say, out in the sun or just watching TV or something of that sort, then I can put my legs out, and it's a good stretch while I'm not doing anything else anyway. The other thing that I can do is tilt my entire chair. With that, it gives pressure relief for my bottom and makes different pressure on my back and everywhere else. About 2 years ago, I had something done called a pressure mapping. That's where I sit on a kind of cushion that shows the different pressures on my seat cushion. And originally it did not come back very good, but thankfully after some adjustments we were able to improve the seat cushion, and now it seems to be working pretty well. But it's always something that I have to watch and adjust as time goes on. Another thing I gotta be careful of is keeping my back straight yet. So my previous 2 chairs had a very specially molded backrest that, with my curve, it supported me and it kept me sitting very comfortably. We tried to do the same with this chair, but unfortunately it does not support me as well. So about a year ago, or just after I started doing this video, we added this strap that's on my shoulder here. With that, it tries to keep my shoulder back to keep me a little bit straighter so I don't turn this way. It does help, but it's still not quite as good as my last two options. Unfortunately, when you get a new system, it doesn't always work very well. And other areas I got to watch for are my elbows. As you've seen, I wear elbow pads most of the time. You can tell if I'm going to be up in my chair for a while, in that I have both my elbow pads on. It was just going to be a short stint. Then I may skip them or only do one. But most of the time I have them on whenever I'm up. All in all, though, I'd say the chair's worked out pretty well. I've had a few problems now with computer errors, I guess. When I tilt to a certain point, it makes it so I am not able to drive.
Hope you can read that.
For some reason, it doesn't want me to drive while tipsy. Not sure why that, but anyway. I've had a few times, though, that the system that locks out my driving does not turn off when I'm all the way seated. So that makes it so that I cannot move. And to say the least, it adds some problems. I've had here that Joy has had a few times that she's had to push me, and that doesn't work very well. I've also had that the opposite happens, that it does not let me tilt at all. When that happens, I can't get situated after I get in my chair from my bed. And if I have to stay in one position, that isn't good for my skin either. So I can't stay up for very long. But wheelchairs do allow me to get out and be active in this world that God has given us. I'm thankful for this invention, for the people that work on them, and I look forward to being able to get out more and try to avoid wasps like we just had. But I'm pretty thankful that everything works well. If you have any other questions, let me know, and I will sign out now, and thanks for watching.